In this video, we're going to solve a problem involving an application with the inverse cosine. So take a moment to pause the video to read the full problem statement. What I'm going to work out with you is for part A, but I'll show you some ways that you can quickly update to your equation here to find parts B and C. So we're given some information about what I is representing and theta is representing. And then we're also told that this particular expression must be represented in or expressed in radians. However, the information that we're given below to input is all in degrees, some of it which is even in degrees and minutes. So I know that at some point I'm going to need to convert these degrees into radians. But the first thing I want to do is just input this formula into some type of calculator. And I'm choosing here Desmos. You can access Desmos by going to desmos.com/C. So let me make some space. I'm going to drag this over here so I have plenty of space for this long expression. One of the things I see is that in the problem setup, it's using square brackets, but Desmos just recognizes that as parentheses. And then inside the parentheses, I'm going to have 1 minus and then this fraction. So I go ahead and press the key for division. So I have that fraction set up. And then from here, I can either type in these trig functions, or I can access them in the keyboard. So let me move my screen a little bit more so you can see they are underneath the keyboard with functions, either trig functions or inverse trig functions. So like if I want to use that first one, inverse cosine, then I would select it here. But again, you could type it in as well. So let me move that back so I have some more space. And I'm just going to type in exactly like I see. I'm not sure if theta's up here somewhere, so I'm just going to use T. And then the pi symbol is down here in the keyboard as well. Now, at the moment, I'm letting I and T for theta just be these variable values. And I'm going to use a powerful thing about Desmos and put those values in the lines below this ultimate formula that I'm trying to use in the problem. So this first location value that we're given with this degrees north latitude, that is a value for theta in particular. So I'll come back to Desmos and type in T equals. And then I want to express this degrees as radians. Well, first of all, it's degrees and minutes. So I can express it like this. Just double check, 44 degrees, 15 minutes. And then I want to convert that to radians. And I could choose any conversion fact that I like here. I particularly like pi multiplying by pi over 180. And now I have T in terms of radians instead of degrees minutes like it was originally given. Remember that T is actually theta in this original problem. Then I'll go down to the next line and write a value for I. Now, I was given as 3 different values for A, B, and C. So let's start off with what it is for A. It's 23.5 degrees. But again, I want to change that to radians as the problem had indicated earlier by multiplying by pi over 180. So I get here that 23.5 degrees is equal to 0.41-ish radians. And if I come back up to the top, notice that I no longer have that caution symbol that was here before when I didn't have values for T and I. Instead, I have the value when T is this value and I is this value. Another reason why I think using something like Desmos or a calculator here is helpful is because when I look back at the original problem, it does say to round to 2 decimal places as needed. So I did not want to keep pi in my answer in any kind of way. I knew eventually I'd be rounding, so I was confident here, allowing Desmos to round for me. Now, if you were to do this in more steps or kind of like some intermediate steps by hand, make sure that you use as many digits as you can here so that you don't experience rounding error here when you go back to substitute these values into that formula. So like I mentioned, I wanted to show how you could quickly update this for B and C. So again, for part B, you're told that I is 0 degrees. So let's just change it right here to 0 degrees. Notice that I changes its value, and well, I guess I probably could have put it up here. This was the value for D, and that is 12. Again, I think the next one was 23 degrees, 48 minutes. So I could put, 22 degrees, sorry, 22 degrees and 48 minutes. Instantly I is updated and instantly D is updated as well.